And good morning. It is Saturday, January 9th. Thanks so much for joining us on AMHQ Weekend. I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf.
And I'm meteorologist Kait Parker. Sorry, we're a little weird.
Always.
This little world of weirdness that we live in. Bringing you all the important information on Winter Storm Hera was named this morning. Dr. Postel going to join us in a moment to go in depth.
That's right. This is going to be something that will affect millions of you folks. First winter storm Hera is on the move in the Sooner State. We got a shot for you along parts of Interstate 4.
Of meteorological fun that's happening in New Orleans. That's right. It's the AMS, the American Meteorological Society annual meeting. And I know that all my fellow weather geeks are loving that you're waking up to lightning and thunder. I hope you brought your rain boots. You need them, that's for sure. Heading up to 55. Some thunderstorms for you as well. Starting to dwindle down in the river parishes. You get a little farther north here across Meridian, Mississippi on I-20, and it's a wet one as well. Here's a look at Lafitte there, where you do have a lot of very strong thunder boomers. If you head down to Grand Isle, if you're trying to head out to the beach there, not a great day for it, although temperatures won't be too bad. A lot of this pushing off toward the east, so I want you to watch the Gulf Coast today. That's definitely a spot that will continue to see that thunder and lightning, but it's southeast Louisiana for the most part right now. Here's something else I want you to watch. Okay, so we've got this system. This is this very same low that emerged from California. And watch what happens with these thunderstorms as they move over the Mississippi. They kind of congeal a little bit. What happens is our low-level jet kicks in. We don't have very high instability, but that low-level jet kicks in, and that's what could cause these to congeal just a bit. And straight-line winds going to be a possibility. Some stronger storms there. That's where our risk of severe weather is highest today. Also a little sliver there, coastal North Carolina.
Kate, thanks for the heads up.
Your flood warnings, because there are still many in place, and you might be saying, well, it hasn't been raining. It is this morning, but it hasn't been raining here for a while. Here's the problem. All of these little tributaries and these, oh, yep, that just looks like I spread a bunch of blood there on the screen. Nope, not that. We've got all these little tributaries that are feeding into the rivers, and you know what? That all flows downstream. And so it's a slow build, a slow motion type of a disaster here when we talk about river flooding. Valley City, Illinois, you're on the way down, but it's just slowly but surely. You know, you crested at 25.66. You are at 24 feet now, so it's subsiding, but again, it takes a lot of time. So we head a little farther to the south, Greenville, Vicksburg, even places like Alexandria, thanks to the Red River, you are under these flood warnings. But the mighty Mississippi continues with these flood warnings, and as we get into south central Louisiana, I keep bringing up the Atchafalaya Basin because that's a big spillway that has been opened, another route for the Mississippi to go. And in fact, if it hadn't been designated as such, it would be bigger than the Mississippi River. What? How do I know that? Because Reynolds Wolf and I, we went there.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we went to the Atchafalaya Basin. Beautiful part of the country, beautiful cypress trees. They are going to be seeing some much higher waters. Not great for crawfish. Just saying, those higher waters. Okay, so 276 billion cubic feet of water per second is how much volume is flowing down the Mississippi River around Memphis right through this weekend. So Jim Cantori takes a look at just how much that water is in a way that you'll see only on the Weather Channel.
Keep it an eye on. Hopefully we'll give you a chance to update that, or at least I will, coming up in the show.
How cool would it be if we had our first name storm, Alex,
be interesting.
in January? That'd be insane, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so coming up, we're going to talk about when Winter Storm Hera will interrupt your weekend plans, plus behind the snow out here. This is where it starts. You know, kickoff's at about 8:15, and that's right around the time that we're predicting some rain. So you may have a fairly dry tailgate, but things are going to change for you as you get a little bit later on. So let's talk about changes, because if you're visiting Cincinnati and you're like, I'll make a weekend of it, and today it's in the 50s. Well, tomorrow, rude awakening, 37 degrees for you. Look at Wednesday, 25 degrees for your high. So you're getting that blast of cold air starting tomorrow. It's going to hang out for a bit. You're not the only spot. I tell you what, Minneapolis, it's 8 degrees right now. 2 hours ago, it was 11 degrees. So those temperatures are plummeting. Fargo's 4 degrees below average, the same as Bismarck. Rapid City 4 above. But what does it feel like with the wind? So terrible. 24 below in Fargo. 17 below at International Falls. Sioux Falls, you're 15 below. Feels like 8 degrees below zero with those winds in Rapid City. So there are wind chill advisories in place this morning. What does that mean? It means that you need to be prepared as you head out the door. You're not going to send the kids outside without the proper clothing. You're not going to head out and do your errands unless you're properly prepared for the cold. The winds, again, you can get windburn and you can get frostbite very quickly on your face. So there's the core of the cold today, 26 degrees below average in Rapid City. But you'll notice Louisville's above average. sayonara warm temperatures. Here comes the cold. The blue spreads east, and you'll notice Chicago 16 below average tomorrow. Getting into Monday, though, you're already starting to see a return of the warmth, so it's a quick little cold shot moving off to the east. The northeast going to get cold.
Yeah, tough time to work in that, but imagine having to play in it.
Roar on through, and you might see more by the time this afternoon is over. You know who else is in New Orleans right now? Like every meteorologist from across the country. So the annual meeting for the AMS, the American Meteorological Society, is happening in New Orleans. And so, folks, you're getting exactly what you live. Some thunder boomers. Just make sure you have that umbrella as you go to all those conferences today. Okay, Macomb, you've got some rain this morning. Hattiesburg, Mississippi, you've got some thunderstorms on the way. So beware that some of these are going to contain some thunder. We're not concerned with severe weather just yet with some of these. Now, it is going to remain very strong along the Gulf Coast today, but our bigger focus for the strong, possibly damaging thunderstorms later today. I want you to watch right here along the Mississippi River. See how we get these thunderstorms that emerge off of this? You'll notice it's later this afternoon, and they kind of form a little bit of a line. That's after the low-level jet kicks in. You know, our Cape isn't that high, our available energy not that high, so we do have the possibility of seeing some storms, not a widespread large threat, but some damaging winds not out of the question. That goes all the way across North Alabama later tonight. So these are the regions that were concerned with severe weather today, right where I was showing you, starting around the Mississippi River and then heading on toward the east. And then right there, you'll notice right along the Outer Banks, there's a few thunderstorms possible. But behind this rain, the cold comes in, and that very quickly is going to change a lot of folks over to snow, Reynolds.
Yeah. Got rain, got the ice, got the snow. You know, it's that snow.
What a great organization. I love that. So good news there. Let's talk about Minneapolis, because this is a spot that is going to be a little bit more than chilly, right? You've got temperatures where the wind chill is going to be 21 degrees below zero around 10 a.m. Your kickoff for your game, Vikings against the Seahawks at 12:05. Your wind chill going to be 17 degrees below zero. So definitely you can see a lot of cold air on the way. Check it out. Here it is, the jet stream unleashing the beast of cold air. It's going to kind of flatten out here, but that's just spreading the wealth, baby. It's taking it from the Great Lakes right into the Northeast. Now in the south, you remain a little more mild. You're not going to be in this cold core that remains a little farther to the north. So what does that result in? What do the temperatures look like other than this like very cool texture that we have to the map? That looks cool. Anyways, 53 degrees is your high today in Philadelphia. That's 14 degrees above average. Tomorrow, even warmer. Near record-breaking warmth tomorrow, believe it or not. 46 degrees there in Pittsburgh, 11 degrees above average. And how does that stack up? Well, places like Philadelphia, you'll be flirting with that record on Sunday. I think Hartford, Connecticut, pretty good chance you're going to beat it, because your record high was 52 degrees set back in the 70s. It looks like we're going to be closer to 60 for you tomorrow. Look at the winds, though, starting on Sunday. We are talking about some major winds, and we do have advisories issued as an alert, or as out ahead of those winds as an early precaution. Bam! By Monday, totally different story. Enjoy Sunday while you can, because the cold air is returning to the Northeast. 8 degrees below average in Buffalo, Philadelphia 5 degrees below, and New York 33 degrees for your maximum temperature on Monday. And it's going to stay cold for a while. Look at that. In Albany, New York, lots of cold temperatures. Reynolds?
Yeah, bam, you went all Emerald Lagasse on it.
Yeah, bam.
Yeah, that was